For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Well, welcome. We got a full line of guests today again here on the Focus program. We're glad you are along. Things are moving along in the month of April. We've got May just around the corner and lots of activities. Let's begin with some friends from three different groups, but they're really good people in this community. Robin Grace Hanrahan, board chairman of Kids in Distress, wonderful local group. Judith Gulliver, who is involved with Eastern Star. You're the worthy matron. I love the title. We'll get into that. And down on the end, returning by popular demand, Mr. Bob Lee, a Muslim past potentate, and now the chairman of the hospital in Erie, right?
That is correct.
Wonderful. Muslim hospital.
Yeah. Muslim temple.
Muslim temple. Yeah. You were here a couple years ago with Mr. Sheely. And Sheedy.
Marty Sheedy.
Marty
right?
Sheedy, great little guy. Does wonderful work for you guys.
And he's doing real well with his program, this Project Scissorhands.
Yeah, good.
So,
we'll have to have him back.
He's wearing two hats.
Judith, you pulled this group together. What's it all about? What's happening? What group are you with again? Eastern Star.
We're with Eastern Star, Cornell Marysville, chapter number 93 in St. Clair. And we are having a fashion show, and it's our major fundraiser for our charities. And my charities are the Shriners Hospital for Children and Kids in Distress this year.
Wonderful. Where is the fashion show going to be and all that? Let's get that at the top of
the fashion show will be at the Masonic Temple, and the address is 1800 South St. Clair Highway in St. Clair.
Right.
And the doors will open at 11 a.m. on April 30th, a Saturday, and luncheon will be provided at noon, and then the fashion show will be at 1 p.m.
Sounds exciting.
We're excited.
Why did you pick these two charities?
Well, I think it's important to support our children. And my father was a Shriner, so I was aware of the good works that the Shriners were doing. So I wanted to pull them in as my charity. And I became aware of Kids in Distress out in the community. There is a lot of support out there, and I was seeing their drop-off bins around, and it's like, well, it's local, and we can maybe do some good for them and help them out.
Okay. Robin, let's start with you. You've been involved now for numbers of years with Kids in Distress, and Jane Robinson was the inspirational person who started it all. Talk to me about Jane and the kinds of work that you guys do now.
Right. About 13 years ago, Jane Robinson started this wonderful nonprofit organization, and through the years it's grown, and we're spreading, a wonderful help that is necessary in this community, St. Clair County and Selfridge Air Force Base and Wapu Island, and grown from helping, a couple thousand to 17,000 children last year.
No, wait a minute. 17,000 children?
17,000, yes. So
just in St. Clair County?
St. Clair County, yes.
That's just staggering.
It is staggering. And, there's no cost, there's no fee. You do need to be referred, and the need out there is just incredible.
What do you do for the child?
We simply dress them.
Okay.
There are many other organizations that feed and, have whatever their needs are, but they walk in the door and we dress them. So they can be referred every 90 days because children do grow and they grow fast. And we're allowed to do this incredible work and share this mission because of people like Judith.
When the child walks in, you said they're referred.
Right.
What do they get? Do they get one outfit, 5 outfits, 100?
Well, it just depends on the season. Generally about 8 outfits.
Really?
And shoes and boots and coats, whatever's necessary for that season. And with that would be a Christmas outfit or a Halloween costume, 2 church outfits or holiday outfits. It's just amazing.
It's wonderful work.
It is.
You also mentioned before we went on the air that you've just had your seasonal changeover, which is a major thing for you guys to go from from winter to summer and spring.
Right. At this time, currently we have a facility that's off-site where we store out-of-season clothing that we haven't given away. So it's just an amazing, about 1,000 hours of time to change over from the summer, spring to fall and winter. You have to take them and, just take them off the hangers, put them in a container, and then bring the other ones out and put them on. So this year, first time ever, we did it in 5 days.
Wonderful.
Blessed by many, many helping hands. Could never have done it without the help of everybody in this community. I think it's catching on.
2 quick questions for you. How can I support, obviously through this kind of an affair, but outside of that?
Right. Well, many people have probably seen our purple boxes out there that says Kids in Distress on it. We take all kinds of donations, even adult clothing, because a lot of children are large these days. Or you can volunteer. We need volunteers. I'm looking for a couple of people for the board of directors, or of course money. We're can always use money.
What do the volunteers do? I know some of the ladies clean, wash clothes.
Right. Yeah. Because everything goes out in one door and out the other. Everything has to be laundered. We wash everything, shoes, everything. So you can do laundry, you can hang laundry, you can sort things when it comes in, you can work with the clients when they come in to help them pick out outfits for their children. They're really...
You can volunteer as little or as much as you want.
Yeah, that's the best part of it. If you have an hour or 4 hours or 10 hours, whatever that amount of time is, we're happy to have you.
Okay. All right, and down on the end is our friend, Mr. Lee. Talk to me about your work. The Masons do great work all over the country, but specifically you're working on some hospitals. Talk to me about that.
Right. All Shriners are Masons. Not all Masons are Shriners.
Okay.
But we have 22 hospitals total in the system. The 3 hospitals that we're affiliated with in southeast Detroit here is Chicago, which does orthopedic, pediatric, musculoskeletal issues, cleft lip, cleft palate. They also do spinal cord therapy. Our burn hospital in Cincinnati, which treats obviously children that have traumatic burns. And then of course our orthopedic ambulatory surgical center in Erie, which I'm the chair of the board there.
Okay.
So we'll take patients newborn to 18 years old with any type of limb deficiency or musculoskeletal issue and have our doctors look at them regardless of their ability to pay.
Marvelous.
And we provide transportation for the patient and the child at no cost to them, because it's 90 miles. It's about a 5-hour drive to any one of those 3 hospitals. So we have to feed them. So we'll feed them, and if they have to stay overnight, we'll put them up overnight. But it's like Robin's program. It's just so gratifying to put a smile on a child's face.
That's amazing. You brought along a video. We're going to show that. What are we going to see in this video? It's about Erie.
You're going to see the staff at Erie. In fact, Waldo here might even make an appearance at the end. But it's a promotional video, basically telling people what's going on at Erie, and it'll show some doctors hands-on with some of their occupational physical therapy or treatment assessments of their conditions, and it's quite a well-prepared tape.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at that right now, and then we'll be right back.
Thank you, Shriners, for all your help. All the other doctors said, "No, I can't fix your leg." They wanted to take my leg away. But not Shriners, they took my leg seriously. You made my leg so I can run and play with the other kids. Do you know I will have this longer leg for the rest of my life?
Shriners Hospitals for Children Erie is truly a unique medical center. We do some amazing things here.
Even with profound disabilities, most children just want to play, want to be active, want to participate in all kinds of things, and our goal is to make that as easy and as smooth as possible for them.
The doctors and the physicians that are on staff are phenomenal because of what they can do.
Hospitals can be a very stressful place for children. We provide education, opportunities for play, and coaching through difficult procedures.
The expertise here is phenomenal. You don't have to hesitate because they are so well organized and they know what they're doing.
There's no one in the region that does what we do. Ambulatory surgeries, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We have an extensive clinic where our physicians see children with a wide range of orthopedic conditions.
That we still have all this specialty care here and available to people here in Erie, people around the states that surround Erie. And I think people need to know even more about that because it's such a gem.
We are the only ones in Erie and northwestern Pennsylvania that provides pediatric orthopedics. So we're fortunate to have wonderful medical staff providers from Erie, from the region, from Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh, from Shriners in Philadelphia.
We are currently the only ambulatory model for all of the Shriner locations. We led the way for Shriners Hospitals for Children to begin adopting that model at locations across the country.
As an orthopedic surgeon, our goals are to maximize their quality of life and make sure that they can reach their potential.
In some conditions, you're actually making an individual useful, I should say maybe, to the society in the long term, and helping those children in their orthopedic skeletal problems. It's just great satisfaction.
To be able to go 20 minutes down the road and know that you have access to top orthopedic surgeons, you can get all your child's medical issues taken care of locally in our community without the long travel times. It's just amazing.
You have inspired me to never give up on myself. When I grow up, I want to work just as hard as you do to make people smile.
When you treat a child and they show you that they really appreciated that, it could be one of the happiest moments in my life.
You'll never find another facility ever like Shriners. They have world-class medical care, they have amazing doctors, amazing nurses, while at the same time making it the best, most fun environment you could possibly imagine.
The Shriners are the greatest. That's my point of view.
A whole different passion to make children's lives better, and that is our motto.
It certainly is an honor and a privilege, though, to be able to provide care, and our patients and families truly appreciate that, and certainly one of the reasons that they seek out our care and continue to come back for our care. And we're very, very proud of being able to live that mission.
I learned it takes rain to make a rainbow. Thanks for giving me my rainbow. Love, Emily Mellish.
Well, that was just a remarkable video, and what wonderful work they do. And that's only one of the hospitals that you were talking about.
That is correct. We have, like I said, we have 22 promotional videos, and but Emily, who wrote the letter, has been a patient since she was born, basically, and has had at least 19 procedures, surgical procedures. Wow. And she's right now.
You and I worry about a hangnail.
Yeah, right now. And you see the smile on her face.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the thing about any child that you help.
Right.
That you make improve their lives, either with clothing or child care treatment or taking them to a circus.
Right,
it's, making their life a little bit better, putting a smile on their face.
Mm-hmm. Judith, you've brought together two great groups here, and talk to us again about how people in the immediate area can get involved in the fashion show and raise some money for them. Talk to me.
Okay. We have two vendors. One is Suzanne's Boutique, who has worked with us for a number of years for our fashion show. And we are having Joy's Bridal Boutique, which is new to
downtown
us.
Port Huron.
They have bridal gowns. They can cover the bride through the groom. And they also had prom dresses when I was there. And I will be modeling, and
great.
some other sisters will be modeling at both places, at Suzanne's, who again has been around for 40 years and has been very supportive of us. So we're looking forward to working with them again.
Talk to me about how I can get tickets, even though it's getting late.
It's getting late. We do need to have reservations in by this coming Wednesday. And you can send your check for $15, that is the donation, to P.O. Box 193 in Elginak, Michigan 48001. And then just come at 11 a.m. on that Saturday, April 30th. And if you're not able to come, we're more than happy to take your donation so we can then pass that on. That would be wonderful.
Okay. Any final thoughts, sir, of what your work is doing and how exciting it is?
You can contact our website, shrinershospitals.org, or if you know of a child that has a deformity or an injury or any condition that we might be able to help, the local phone number is 248-569-2900, extension 109, and tell Pam that Bob sent you.
Okay, get right to the front of the line.
You betcha.
Kids in distress.
I just want to thank you again. I mean, with partners in a community like you, it enables us to carry on our mission. Thank you.
Robin, always a pleasure. Good seeing you. Judith, thanks for coming.
Welcome.
Paul?
Sir, always a pleasure to see you. We'll be back with our next guest in just a second. Superintendent of East China Schools is a very busy person, and that is no different summer, spring, or fall. Dr. Steve Skalko, welcome back to Focus Set. Nice to see you again.
Thank you so much, Paul.
You've been working very hard with numbers of committees about some improvements to the East China School District. What's going on?
Well, on May 3rd, we have a bond issue on the ballot for infrastructure improvements to our schools, replacing instructional technology in the classroom, both at the start of the 20-year term and again about midway through, as well as upgrading the safety and security of our safety for our students and security of our buildings.
So this is an issue where you're going to raise some money, and you're going to spread it out over 20 years. But it's not going to be used for like teacher salaries or stuff like that.
It cannot.
Oh, it cannot.
We developed together with the board a list of projects numbering over 350 across our 10 or 11 facilities in the district. Those projects had to be approved by the Michigan Department of Treasury, and those are the only projects that we can do. They are all around building infrastructure and, like I said, instructional technology. Cannot be used for salaries, cannot be used for any operations, operations meaning, again, salaries, textbooks, things like that.
So it's a separate pot of money that's going to go to build the structure of the school district.
Well,
infrastructure.
Infrastructure, absolutely. Both the building envelopes, roofs, and heating and cooling, and boilers that are now well beyond their usable lives. Again, as well as the technology that teachers and students use every single day in order to implement the curriculum.
One of the interesting things that was on the technology side of it was that you're going to buy a portion of it at the beginning of the bond issue, and then a number of years down the road, when some of that technology is getting tired, you'll have some other money, fresh money, to buy some more.
Well, we know that technology is ever changing,
right,
and much of what our students will be using in 6-7 years from now probably hasn't even been invented yet. And so to be forward thinking and to plan, rather than borrowing all the money through the bond at the front end, we actually save the taxpayers money by issuing the bonds in 2 series. One series at the start.
Oh, so you're not even going to get the set of bonds, the second set, until later?
Until 5-6 years down the road. That'll allow us then to not pay interest on that money.
Right.
It will allow us to, again, refresh the classroom technology in 6, 7, 8 years when we know that it'll again need that. But importantly as well, we also know that we keep up with our roofing projects and other projects, so it's not necessary for us to replace all the roofs at the very start of the bond. So again, based on timing, we plan out the entire 20 years of the bond and the projects that are happening so that we do those projects when they are necessary, and again, to use the money in the most, get your most bang for the buck, I guess is the best way of putting it.
People are always hesitant to see taxes change, but in this particular case, the change is actually that the millage rate is going to be going down.
Well, not initially.
Not the first year.
For the first, the first year millage is 1.1 mils.
Okay.
And the way a 20-year millage would work is that that millage rate slowly goes up for the first few years of the bond, and then for the majority of the bond, though, it goes back down.
Back the other way.
It's almost like a bell curve.
Okay.
And so we have currently, right now, we are paying off a couple of remaining bonds, like for the Performing Arts Center. Those are on the downward slope of the payback cycle. So what ends up happening in this particular issue is that, again, we have a 1.1 increase in the first year. Because the other bonds are on the downward cycle, that total amount stays constant for the first 5 years. And then in the last 15 years of this 20-year millage, you're absolutely right. The tax rate and the taxes are less than they are currently.
Wow. Well, that's wonderful.
Yep.
That's a real positive side.
Absolutely.
So in essence, you've had lots of meetings.
Yes.
Recently had a couple, one in Marine City, one in St. Clair, but you've had the website's been open, so
website's been
lots
open.
of questions.
Yeah, so let's talk real briefly. Last 2 nights ago on Tuesday night, we had a community forum at the Washington Life Center in Marine City. And last night we were up here in St. Clair at Emmanuel Lutheran. Again, we understand that many more people would probably have liked to come, but they were busy and had other things going on. So if you go to the district website right now, that's www.eastchinaschools.org. You can get all the information that was presented at both forums.
Oh, okay, good.
The video, the presentation slides, and by the end of tomorrow, we will have all of the questions up and answered in a Q&A from both forums. We're typing those up now. So if you missed the forum, you really didn't miss any of the information because it's all available on the district website.
That's a lot of effort, but I think it's really important
Absolutely.
information. So
we want to make sure that everything is out there, everything's transparent, and people understand how important this is, the need is there, and why we're doing it.
Where do I vote? Sometimes in school elections, it's different locations. But
no, it's the same locations as where you would normally vote. Again, that is Tuesday, May 3rd. And I know I personally vote at the Marine City Fire Station, and that's my polling place, and I'll be voting there.
Okay, very good. Have we missed anything?
No, I just really hope that people take the time to get informed. We encourage them to vote. And certainly as the district superintendent, I encourage you to vote yes.
Good.
All right.
Very good. Well, that's right. All righty. We'll be back with more information that we're going to have Mr. Curtis McBride come right on, and he's going to talk to us about a scholarship foundation which is available for Marine City students. So we'll be right back. We're back, and the aforementioned Curtis McBride is joining us. Nice to see you, sir.
Thanks, Paul.
McBride and Manley. Busy, busy time of year.
Very busy.
It's just finished for you.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it's great to be here today, right at the end of our busy season. I'm actually here today to talk about the Marine City Scholarship Foundation's annual dinner and fundraiser.
And that little fundraiser is, if I'm reading upside down here, 31 years it's been going on.
That's correct. And
marvelous.
Yeah, and we've actually been around since 1986, and since that time we've actually awarded over 800 scholarships totaling about $570,000.
Isn't that marvelous?
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. And it's
just in St. Clair, or Marine City.
Just in Marine City. So
and it goes to both Cardinal Mooney and Marine City High School students.
That's correct. To be eligible, it has to be a Marine City High School senior or a Cardamone High School senior that lives in the Marine City area.
Okay, all right. And how do you raise your money?
From donations. So we hold our annual dinner, which is going to be May 2nd this year at 6:30 over at the Marine City Middle School cafeteria.
Right.
Anyone that wants to attend can call McBride Manley and Company at 810-765-4095.
4095.
That's correct.
That's an easy number, 765-4095, but you really need those reservations ahead of time. But dinner's free.
That's correct. Reservations are due by April 27th, which is a Wednesday. So we encourage everyone to get their reservations in by then. And as you mentioned, the important thing to note is that the dinner in the event is completely free to anyone that wants to attend. So we encourage the entire community to attend the event. Not only is there dinner, but a few members of the Mariner Drama Club will also be performing a few songs from Les Miserables. So it's going to be a great event.
And that is a huge production going on right now down at the Performing Arts Center that is getting rave reviews. So
absolutely.
That'll be a real treat.
And I know the club members have been working very hard on it, so it's going to be a nice treat. I know we're all excited about it.
Talk to me about the scholarships. Are they 1 year, 4 year? What are they vary, or is it the student get renewed, or what that kind of stuff?
We used to have it so that the scholarships would be renewed, so you'd be eligible for multiple years.
Mm-hmm.
However, they are now it's now a one-time scholarship.
Okay.
So you get a one-time scholarship, and last year we actually awarded almost $21,000. So we typically award anywhere from 15 or 16 scholarships.
Wow.
So
And how do I apply to get a scholarship?
Basically, it's advertised through the schools.
Okay.
So at Marine City High School in Cardamone, and there's an application, and so we look through them, and we look for obviously grade point average is very important. And we look for financial need.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the two main criteria that we look at when we're deciding on who to give scholarships to.
It's got to be so gratifying you don't have a huge group doing this, to see the numbers of $5,700, $57,000. I'll get my number right.
$570,000.
At least I hit it 3 times.
That's right.
So it's a huge number over 31 years. And how gratifying is it? It's marvelous to help.
It's an amazing thing. Obviously education is extremely important, and everyone knows that the cost of a college education is increasing at a rapid pace. So we just want to do things for students in the Marine City area to kind of help them help them a little bit offset the expensive cost of college and get them started off on the right foot.
Okay.
And I can tell you, for me personally, it's very personal for me because my father, Glenn, was also, he was one of the founding members in 1986. So this is also a way for me to follow in his footsteps. So it has very special meaning to me.
He was a marvelous guy. 765-4095. That's 765-4095. And you call and make the reservation. Tell them how many are going to be in your party, and come and have a free dinner.
That's correct. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the doors open at 6:30 over at the Marine City Middle School cafeteria.
Marine City Middle School cafeteria. But then there'll be some little envelopes, maybe big envelopes, on the table that you can stuff with money or you can stuff with checks. Is that right?
That's correct. So the dinner's free, so that means that any contribution that you make at the dinner is going to go to future scholarships. So 100% of the contributions that you make are going to go to future scholarships.
And out of the kindness of McBride Manley, the meal is taken care of. You guys pick up the cost.
That is correct.
Well, that's a wonderful charity that or donation that you're making yourself to make this a success. So we salute you for that.
Thank you very much.
Let's go through the date and times and all that again, and the phone number.
Sure. The dinner this year will be Monday, May 2nd at 6:30 p.m. at the Marine City Middle School cafeteria. Reservations can be made by calling McBride Manley and Company at 810-765-4095. And again, there is no cost to attend this event, so any donations you make at the event will be used for future scholarships. And even if you can't attend the dinner, you can we always accept donations by mail.
Right.
And our mailing address is actually Marine City Scholarship Foundation, P.O. Box 541, Marine City, Michigan 48039. And you can just simply make the checks out to the Marine City Scholarship Foundation.
Great, wonderful. Curtis, salute you for all the work that you're doing. Your dad would be real proud. He'd be real proud of the what's happening here and how much money's been raised. He was one of those founding guys that really did it. That's your invitation to come to Marine City on the 2nd of May and have a wonderful dinner and help some students down there. We'll be back with Brian Moss and a group about some singing that's coming up in the Performing Arts Center just around the corner. We'll be right back. We're back, and we were back with some very musical kind of people. Mr. Brian Moss, who's world famous for his singing.
World famous. Thank you,
Or maybe
Paul.
just in the, I know, yeah. And Mr. Mike Slamka, I got it right. Nice to see you both. You guys are involved in a project with the St. Clair Theater Guild, which you are president of.
That's correct.
And it's called Voices in Harmony. Talk to me about it.
Well, this is last year when we were unable to put the Music Man on because we just didn't have enough people. We had the time at the PAC, and so we thought, well, let's do something. We had a volunteer quartet that came in to audition for Music Man. We thought, boy, it'd be nice to be able to give them a chance to perform. And so we got a couple of choruses, a male chorus and female chorus, and to come in and fill out the bill. And we had a very nice program last year. We decided to do it again this year. And Mike is my point man. He knows the barbershop. Yes. He knows the barbershop scene, and both male and female. And so he was the one who actually put together the show for us.
Michael, talk to me about the barbershop scene. I have nobody in my knowledge that is got that knowledge.
There's like 40,000 barbershops
around
the world, and another 40,000 Sweet Adelines that sing lady barbershop.
Oh my God.
And my wife is part of the Sweet Adelines, and I was part of the men's, and we still travel around to their competitions and everything.
The Phelan girls were always involved in the...
My wife sang with them way back when it was River District Chorus here at the Methodist Church.
My God.
And she's still going. She joined a chorus a few years ago that had 120 people in it, 20 ladies. Try getting 120 ladies all to do the same thing at the same time.
It's called herding cats.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But we threw some ideas. I gave Brian some names, and he picked out, they're going to have a men's chorus of maybe 30 men, a men's quartet who just came in 5th place, won a 5th place medal at the international competition.
Wow.
And they'll have maybe 40 or 50 women in a Sweet Adeline chorus, and a 4-lady women's quartet that just won the region championship down in Dearborn.
Well, it's going to be a good show.
Oh, it's going to be a dandy.
There's a lot of good talent on the show, and each one will do, say, 20 minutes or so, and put together a real nice...
Now, are you in a group that's going to perform?
I haven't sung in a while. I just chase Mama around now.
Okay. Very intelligent young man.
Keeps him busy.
The family is all still, my brother is down in Florida directing. His son directs a chorus down in Florida. My son directs a chorus in
It's like horse racing.
Hillsdale.
You can't get it out of your blood.
No, they're all over the place. It's
Isn't
awesome.
that marvelous?
Yeah.
That is marvelous. Brian, talk to me about what the dates and the times and all that again.
Well, it's this coming Saturday, week from.
Right.
The 30th of April. The show starts at 7. Doors open about 6:30. We'll have our local group, Sasquatch, will be the opening act, and then we will have the Lakeshore Chorus from Grosse Pointe, which is a traditional barbershop men's chorus. And then we'll have the 2 quartets, a female quartet called Fascination, and a male quartet, actually senior men's quartet called Rolls Voice.
Okay.
And then the final act is the Great Lakes Chorus, which just won last year the regional competition for the Sweet Adelines.
They're going to love the acoustics in that facility.
Oh, yes.
It's gone over well. Remember how Leonard Slatkin reacted to that facility.
Yes.
He felt it was a real good place to be.
Yes. Oh, I'm just saying that the ladies chorus is on their way to Las Vegas for international competition.
Wow.
The ladies quartet that just won this past weekend is on their way to Las Vegas for international competition. And so, I mean, it's all, and the men's chorus, they've always finished in the top 5 of the district, and
just
third or
amazing
fifth or something. So it's really nice.
How much are tickets?
$20.
Okay, that's not bad.
Available at the door, or
Not a bad seat in the house.
no, there isn't. No, there's 600 of them.
Right.
They're available at the Art Association and at Sue's Coffee House and Sweet Tooth in Marine City.
Okay, good old Todd. You also brought along a poster here about a new event that's happening.
Yes, Theater Guild, the St. Clair Library Branch, and the City Recreation Department just put together a thing for Arbor Day. And Mr. Swain, who did this book on Grandma's Robin, is going to be there, give everybody a chance to meet the author. And
It's a great book, and he did it himself.
Yeah.
Published it himself, and and he'll be there himself to autograph it.
He'll be there to, I imagine he'll have some for sale as well. The city is giving copies to all of the school libraries in the district, as well as our local library.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was just something to go, because it was about the robin in the tree, it was a good thing for Arbor Day. And if nobody's seen this, it's really a fascinating,
very well done,
fascinating book, and excellent for the youngsters.
That's right. All right, so
and that's 10:30.
10:30
at the City Hall
on Saturday. On
Friday. 10:30 in the morning, Friday, the 29th.
And then the next day is the music.
And the next day is Voices in Harmony. And then I'm going to take a break. I tell you, I am.
He's gonna just hum and harm, hum all the way to the couch.
Yes, exactly.
Mike, thanks for coming in. What a fascinating group of people you got to be with that are singing that much.
Oh, well, it's fun, especially when we had a family quartet that were the world champions back in 2003. So they're very serious about their hobby.
Yeah. Were you in that group?
No, it was my brother, his 2 boys, and our oldest boy, who graduated from St. Clair.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did a real nice job.
Did they do a lot of traveling then, as world?
They have sung in barbershop over in Germany, England, Australia. My nephew, he coaches choruses in New Zealand. Yeah, they've been all over the place singing. So it's a fun hobby. And may I add, you can go to a barbershop or a Sweet Adeline show and take your kids, and they won't hear something that you don't want them to hear.
Right, absolutely.
It's just
only if
nice,
I'm singing, that would be if they're loud enough key.
I mean, with the way some of the things are nowadays, it's nice to have something like that.
Well, when the barbershop movement started back in the late 1800s, it was just U.S.
Just you and a couple other guys, right?
Yeah. No, I wasn't there then. But it was just in the United States. And then it went to Canada. Now, it's all over the world. All over the world. When you're an international champion, you're a world champion.
You're a world champion.
Yeah, it's really, really grown.
And that'll be the Rolls-Royce Quartet. They took a 5th place at the International, so they're from all over.
Wow, amazing. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming in and telling us about it.
Thank you, sir.
It's coming up Saturday the 30th, right?
Correct.
All right, and then be at the Performing Arts Center at
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Tickets are $20. Grab your friends and your neighbors and go on down to the back and see a great, great show. That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon. Great.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.